We're starting off with the DC sandwich thrower found not guilty.
Not guilty verdict in the case of the so-called DC sandwich guy. Sean Dunn had been accused of throwing a sandwich at a Border Patrol agent during the federal law enforcement surge here in Washington.
My goat.
Over the summer. The moment went viral, as you remember, but the officer wasn't hurt, and jurors now say the federal charges didn't even meet the moment.
Oh, wow. You mean to tell me that they tried to make like a political statement off of one of the dumbest things? Like one of the silliest moments of all time. This was so stupid. I can't believe that this was even a thing.
Dunn had this to say after the verdict.
Opened their hearts and homes to me. I am eternally grateful. And I am so happy that justice prevails in spite of everything happening. And that night, I believe that I was protecting the rights of immigrants.
Joining me now, Washington managing editor Catherine Falters, also our legal contributor, Shauna Lloyd. So, Catherine, what more do we know?
Well, we knew that Sean Dunn obviously was in court. The jury was deliberating through yesterday and into
assault with a deadly weapon. That's right. The audacity, bro. The dude was like geared up the wazoo, and he gets hit with a fucking deli meat filled sandwich. And then the administration tried to be like, this is the worst crime that's ever taken place in the history of crimes. It's like, I got no fucking respect for a lot of people already because I feel like they're not worthy of respect. But I lost what remains of the respect that I had, albeit marginal for many, who looked at that situation and were like, this is a crime. It's assault. Fuck around and find out. It's like, bro, you are a deeply unserious mother. Okay, if you looked at that situation and were like, oh, well, someone has to deal with these serious criminals, it's like, what the fuck are we doing, man? What are we doing? What are we doing? Could have been fentanyl in that sandwich. It's like, it's crazy. Just watch the video. I have.
today, and they found him not guilty. Now, not guilty of course, causing any bodily harm to the officer, that agent who he threw the sandwich at. Now, we heard testimony from that agent, from that officer, just yesterday or the day before, where he took the stand describing the incident of the sandwich hitting him. He said the sandwich hit him and exploded on him, and that he felt the impact of the sandwich, but that it didn't hurt him. Now, we do know that throughout the course of jury.
Are you serious? Like, you went to a court and you straight up were like, a sandwich exploded on my chest and I felt the explosive impact of a delicious deli sandwich. This is one of those moments where, like, we shouldn't waste anybody's time, you know? You are just better off not saying that and maintaining what remains of your dignity. But I guess if you're a fucking ICE agent, it doesn't matter. You ain't got none of that. Kinetically charged projectile. The kinetically charged projectile that is a sandwich that is also known as a sandwich was able to enter my vicinity.
Deliberations, they did ask for the definition of bodily harm. What does that exactly mean? That's what the jury was considering here. Did that sandwich that hit the officer physically hurt the officer? We heard the officer's testimony. He said it didn't hurt him, so that obviously factored in to their decision here today. You saw him speak there afterwards, obviously in court. He said he's relieved and looked forward to moving on with his life.
I'm not going to lie. It's very hard to do this entire segment with a straight face. Shauna, what do you make of the jury's decision here?
The jury's decision is legally sound because what the charge we're talking about requires the officer.
You got the local news. You got the local news laughing at you. Okay? Normally, local news would never dare talk about assault with a deadly weapon against a fucking member of law enforcement. And you even got the local news laughing at your dumbass.
To believe that they were in imminent harm or that the ability to harm him was there. And when we talk about this injury, you know, when we look at a sandwich, he was able to see the sandwich. They're in close proximity. It's wrapped. Hitting at someone with a sandwich isn't causing an injury, nor could you believe that you were going to be injured. So the verdict is very consistent. And this is why we have a grand jury process, right? The grand jury even rejected charges associated with this because I think it just does not meet the criminal standard.
Okay, it turns out you can't indict a ham sandwich. I thought you could indict a ham sandwich, right? It turns out you literally can't. This is the moment.
To agree with you on that. Shauna, Catherine, thank you both.